Welcome to the Tribunal. I'm Tanisha. Subscribing is how you claim your designated seat and stay inside this tribunal. We'd be honored to read your analysis in the comments. To gain access to the show, you must subscribe, have a seat in your designated seating, and begin commenting. The show will be Welcome to Tanisha's Tribunal. Subscribe, like, and hit the bell for updates.
Bless the channel by Cash App at $sign the Tribunal 1. Join the tribe.
Tanisha, sorry to disturb you, madam. There are subjects here that have been brought for adjudication.
You stand here because your actions have shaped our community. At sundown, we move forward with clarity and balance.
Show on Tuesday night. So I was laying in bed because 5150 comes on like around 9 o'clock my time. So I, saw Anton at first. He was on the third, and I was like, oh, damn. Now I'm gonna be honest, right? I don't particularly too much care for Anton for reasons such as, he talks real reckless and disrespectful to women panelists for absolutely no warranted reason. He had a girl on his panel named Jazz, right? Very beautiful, well-to-do, successful Black woman. His panel and shares her ideology about her experiences and things like that, understanding about just the culture, Black women, relationships, so on and so forth. And one day he called her a whore because she wasn't married, and said that she was less of a woman, which made her a whore because she was sleeping with men without a contractual marriage, right? And so it turned me off from Anton, so I haven't been watching. So I saw him on Corey Holcomb. Now I've been watching Corey Holcomb for a long time. He's a very funny comedian in Chicago that is based out of LA. And so he got me about a year ago watching his comedy. So I got official 10 years ago. Started watching YouTube. Corey Holcomb was one of the first celebrity YouTubers that I started watching. So they got into it like a big blowout, crash out over words, being exchanged on the 5150 show. So let's get right on into it, y'all. Let me pull it on up here, share my screen. I'm not going to go over the entire show because it's already been done 100 times up here. This has gone viral, but I had to bring it up on Give Grace a Crash Out Waste because it fit perfectly with that topic, right? So let's get into it. I want to go to where they got into it. About what they were talking about. Okay. So the timestamps are down here, however, they're not labeled. So work with me on finding it. It's like right before he got up and got in Anton's face. Okay, everybody is spilling this tea. It was one of, you know, the biggest crash outs of the year to start. Celebrity, comedian, YouTuber, Corey Holcomb, and YouTuber Anton Daniels. Okay.
You big bro. Okay, so let me say this since you brought up Darlene and Craig. Let me say this. You don't know our relationship.
Okay, I'm too far. Let me back up.
I to have a conversation.
We good.
All right.
We good.
I'm in the blackest city in the United States of America. I can move anywhere I want to.
So we're just gonna start it here. This is where Anton started talking about, I'm from Detroit, you know. This is how I know, you know, it to go down and for this and that to be. So we are in our latter years. I'm from somewhere is usually a smaller, or not smaller, younger person's rhetoric. However, some of us don't really grow up in certain areas. So you could tell that, yes, however, Anton is very vexed on political, on some cultural, on some relationship topics. When it comes to really like understanding rhetoric between people, where it's not, you know, cross the line or get into disrespecting boundaries, you just saw he fell flat.
Go. I choose to stay in the core of my city, and I choose to participate in my neighborhood. I choose to tithe to the streets. I choose to put kids through college. I choose to interact and truly use my tax dollars and whatever it is and give jobs. I employ over 50.
So what I saw, okay, let me go back. Okay, because I'm kind of all over the place and I want to stay focused on the core speaking points, right? They were talking about a lot of political stuff. Now, Corey understands a lot of political standpoints from a street view. He's not somewhere where he's in the actual, you know, understanding of research and knowledge. Like you can tell he doesn't really like listen to the political debates too much, like, you know, knowing their talking points and their standpoints from like a Democratic, Republican, conservative, liberal view. Okay. He is speaking from a man that is getting his understanding from a street point of view, right? So Anton led with that. And like he told Corey, he studied Corey, so he already knew that. I already knew coming in that more than likely Anton had an agenda, probably to go Corey Holcomb into, you know, getting into something heated, because that's not hard to do with Corey if you dance on the line of pushing his buttons, okay?
People. I put money, my community with my people. So I choose to engage. So when we talking about being in the streets, that don't count to me. I don't hear
that's
that
what
shit.
should count.
I don't hear that
because
shit.
out there in the streets where the people lived and helping, they could get pulled over and shot by a cop, and an investigation will be said. But here's the truth. We know, if I believe you know this already, when the cops shoot, nothing you can do about it.
Insane.
What I said, when the cops shoot you, ain't nothing you can do about it. Is that a lie?
This is so insane.
Answer it.
I'm gonna answer.
Okay.
I'm gonna answer your question. It depends on anything about it is this. The majority of the people, because you like to use a blanket statement.
White people.
I'm talking about
Because
cops.
it's easy to say all black people are stupid. An example. Say something about the white people.
No. You're not.
I don't think you got.
People time.
Oh, I didn't hear you. Can you tell me?
I
Because I
talk
don't
about
know.
liberal
I hear
white
you
women
talking about-
literally being the biggest enemy of the United States of America. That's the thing I say every single day.
Caucasian female, the biggest enemy.
Literally, white liberal women are the worst thing that ever happened to this country.
What about their men?
But we gonna get there because you keep trying to get me to qualify it by participating and.
So, okay, we know that Corey, right, does have an understanding of who Anton. Apparently, behind the scenes, they have been working to bring this somewhere to a place like this. I think they may have had to sit down in some capacity before as well, where they've spoke on viewpoints of certain situations. So Corey has a understanding, which a lot of black people do, about Anton Daniel, and that would be he.
Welcome to Tanisha's Tribunal.
Subscribe, like, and hit the bell for updates.
Bless the channel by Cash App at $the Tribunal1. Join the tribe.
Is a black man that has a white understanding of life he's living. Okay, that somewhere he checked out of his blackness, being an African American man or Nigerian. I don't know. I don't know anything about this Nigerian stuff. I got wind of that from watching Single by Choices, and they were saying, shout out to Walker Gavin and Ebony Dean, hello, that he was from Nigeria or had some Nigerian DNA from father somewhere like, okay, I don't know. I thought that Anton was an African American black man. However, Anton went on to say during this interview with Corey Holcomb on the 5150 show that he was not a black man, that he in fact was a Christian man. Okay, a Christian is a religion that was formed in the United States by white people. So nonetheless, because after starting out when religions were being formed around the turn of the century, where we became more woke and religions started being formed, there were Christians and Baptists, and black people were mostly Baptist, because my family is Baptist, right? On my mother's side, my father's side Christian. So nonetheless, a lot of black people have a understanding that they've came up with for themselves about Anton, that Anton is a black man that lives and believes that he moves and operates in a white state of privilege. Okay.
Joining in on the core.
I think you're doing what's easy.
No. I'm doing what's real.
I think you don't want to go against them, because if you go against them, it'll be some video of you going against them. And when I say them, I'm talking about your boss.
I don't have a boss.
We say that.
So Anton here says he doesn't have a boss. Now, Anton is, from my understanding, he did some time in college. I think maybe for engineering, he was saying it didn't work out. He went in a warehouse job, didn't really fit well with his, makeup. I think he went into corporate somewhere in America, not too, sure I understand exactly where. However, I know that's what he said when I used to watch him in their morning show. Okay. And then got on YouTube. So from my complete understanding, Anton is like a famous YouTuber. Okay. So YouTube is a free platform that you can operate freely in almost any capacity and area that you want. You can talk about whatever you want. You can damn near do anything you want on YouTube, and you can make an income from it, right? However, YouTube is owned and operated by, let me look that up. Let me see who owns and operates YouTube. I don't know if it's Mark Zuckerberg that operates and owns Facebook, is it? But let's ask Google. Who owns YouTube? And we'll find out. So YouTube is owned by Google LLC, which in turn is a subsidiary of its ultimate parent company, Alphabet Inc., a publicly traded technology conglomerate. Google acquired YouTube in 2006 for $1.65 billion, and it operates Alphabet's Google services. Okay, so the founder was Chad Hurley in 2005, Steve Chen and Jawed Karim, and then Google purchased YouTube in 2006. So whoever owns Google, let me see who owns Google. 1 second. Who owns Google? Sorry, guys, I have a cold. Who owns Google LLC? Okay, so primarily it has like a lot of shareholders, institutional investors like Vanguard, BlackRock, and its co-founders Larry Page, Sergey Brin, who retain significant voting control through special stock classes. So Google, Alphabet Inc., whoever, okay, so this is like the level to the top of the food chain, right? YouTube is not a place where it's it can be set up like your own business, right? People do own and operate and move in YouTube space as if this is their business. They have brands on here. However, it is controlled by upper level tiers, just like any, thing that you don't actually yourself go and get trademark LLC. So Anton has a boss. If Anton gets 3 strikes or however have you, whatever those, warnings are from YouTube for whatever, rules, policies, procedures you break, and you start getting, those 3 strikes, people report you, you can essentially lose this from, you know what I'm saying, not operating under their policy and procedure. So, like I said, people have a certain understanding about Anton because Anton thinks in his black skin with a white mind. Okay, Anton has a boss.
We say that
because YouTube is owned by someone else. Anton does not own YouTube.
But here's the truth.
I don't have a boss.
It's a reason you go after black males or black people quicker than you will go after white males. What are white males responsible for in this country as the downfall
I'm an
of
equal
it?
accountability smoke giver. I talk about everybody.
I'm just saying, I ain't heard you talk about white men since you've been up here.
You ain't been listening. You ain't been listening.
I've been listening to you.
No, you haven't.
I hear you
don't
taking
have, you don't have the capacity to be able to listen because you're too busy.
No. You got me wrong.
You too busy.
My capacity.
So what I got from Anton saying that statement is that he doesn't have the capacity to read between the lines of where Anton believes he's speaking on all viewpoints of whatever Corey's asking him, because Anton believes Corey is fixating on Anton only not having smoke for Caucasian men. Okay, that's what I got out of it.
My
Because if that's the
capacity
case-
that you just criticized, that's an opinion. Here's the fact. Have you said something about Caucasian males and how they
Absolutely.
destroy this nation? Well, what did I miss?
Let's slow down because you talking loud, but you're not saying a lot.
No, you talking
you
loud,
talking loud.
and you still.
So I'm gonna be doing a lot of analyzing and breaking this down because it's definitely giving, we are about crash out. And I want to know where I want to give a fair third eye view and see if there's anywhere, as we do with all our Give Graces videos, if there's anywhere we can give anybody some grace on why they felt like maybe they had to lead up to a crash out. And if they crashed out so bad that they don't deserve no grace. Okay. So, hold on, let me go back and just rewind that point.
In on the court.
No, I think you doing what's easy.
No. I'm doing what's real.
I think you don't want to go against them because if you go against them, it'll be some video of you going against them. And when I say them, I'm talking about your boss.
I don't have a boss.
We say that. We say that, but here's the truth.
I don't have a boss.
It's the reason you go after black males or black people quicker than you will go after white males. What are white males responsible for in this country as the
I'm an equal accountability smoke giver. I talk about everybody.
I'm just saying, I ain't heard you talk about white men since you've been up here.
You ain't been listening. You ain't been listening.
I've been listening to you.
No, you haven't.
I hear you.
You don't have capacity to be able to listen because you're too busy.
No. You got me wrong.
You too busy.
My capacity that you just criticized, that's an opinion. Here's the fact. Have you seen something about Caucasian males and how they destroy this nation? Well, what did I miss?
Let's slow down because you.
So see, Anton doesn't want to go there. In Anton's mind, that will be going against what he believes gave him the opportunity to not have to deal. And I'm not saying Anton is not in his right to move and groove in the spaces that he feels are best already for him and his life to stay safe and protect his life and his family at all. However, when you believe you rise above who you are, you step out of who you truly are and what you're truly made of in life, you're essentially giving up and saying, that wasn't good enough for me. This is what's better. And this is the side that I'm going to side with. So I'm not going to have too much, of any type of smoke for that. Because to me, that's what actually saved me, was thinking and moving and operating in moments that got me here.
You're talking loud, but you're not saying a lot.
No, you talking loud, and you still.
So Anton feels like it's not relevant. But to black people that feel like Anton is not walking in his true purpose as what we're seeing him to be, which is a black man, to others, it seems very, like plantationist, like he's Samuel L. Jackson in Django with Leonardo DiCaprio. That's what black people that still have a black mind and operate in black living and black, matter to us. And we want to, receive the best equal treatment in this America that we deserve and work to do to have, and came from the blood, sweat, and tears of those that died at, brutal masses and everything else. That's how we see it. Anton does not see it like that. Anton sees it from a standpoint of, that's what saved me from being the nigga that is in chains and having to deal in circumstances that some black people do, to still in today's day overcome oppression and depression. Okay.
Talking around, what did the Caucasian male do to America to bring it down?
I'm not getting into that.
You dancing around it. And that's why I lose respect for you when you start dancing and kiss the Caucasian male's ass.
But I don't.
Don't do that in front of me, because I'm not an ass kisser of no.
Whoa! Okay, my drum is not the drum I want. I gotta get my board up here, but I got some drums. It's finna go. It's finna go down. Let's get it. Corey just said that Anton, he said what a lot of Black people do say about Anton. That's why I don't understand why Anton crashed out like he did. If we've already seen this, unfortunately, I couldn't come live as quickly as this aired because I could have, but it was late at night and I caught a cold. So nonetheless, we got to discuss it. It's a give grace or crash out waste life, right? A lot of Black people share those ideologies about Anton Daniels. This is not new to Anton Daniels. That Black people look at Anton as a bootlegger, that people look at Anton as a Black man that operates in a white mind, you know, Samuel L. Jackson syndrome in Django. Okay, so yeah.
Nobody. Yes, you are. You suck the dick of Black people.
Oh my God! I'm also gonna go far, so I'm gonna have to be checking my messages when they do. Right? Okay. Did y'all hear what I heard? Because I know I heard what I heard when he said what he said. I'm pretty sure everybody else also gasped crazily when he said that. You do what? Let me make sure I heard that right. I cleaned my ears out this morning when I got the shower, so I know.
And you still talking around what did the Caucasian male do to America? I don't do no dick sucking shit. I'm just saying, I ain't heard you talk about white men in front of me because I'm not an ass kisser of nobody.
Yes, you are. You suck the dick of Black people right now.
Oh my God. That is a statement that I don't care, going back to caveman days. If you say to another man anything in the realm of homosexuality and they are not a homosexual, it's up. It's up. I don't care what race you are, what age you are. Those are words. Are complete fighting words all the way back to caveman days. For non-homosexual men to say those words to each other, you can expect a fight.
You doing the easy shit. What you do, let me tell you what you do.
Nah,
see, ain't nobody
let me tell you something,
ain't nobody gonna tell you.
I don't
Ain't nobody
suck
gonna
dick.
tell you.
I don't suck
Yeah,
dick.
you do.
So fix
you doing
that.
it right now.
I don't suck
Oh
dick.
my
You doing it.
God! He said it again, just not in the exact words. He said, "Yeah, you do, Corey. I don't got. Okay, I don't hot tool." And he said, "Yes, you do. Yes, you do." Oh my God! Now, Anton means that in a way where he's saying it like not physically, like you don't physically. At least this is what I'm hearing. He may contextually mean that in the pit of his stomach, like here, because I'm seeing you yelling and Uzi popping whenever you talk about it. I don't know how Anton really felt with the pit of his gut, but I think he meant like you spew a lot of rhetoric about ninjas up the 5150 show, but when you get in their face, it's not the same smoke that you had for them in real time.
Right now.
But to say you hot tool to another ninja is up from the getting up of getting up. Okay, I don't care. Starting back from the beginning of time until now, men have always operated in a defense, protect, hunt, survival mode for the remaining of humanity, for the rest of mankind. They will always, always, always operate like that. That is the genealogy of how a man is made up. And when that is threatened, or that, is put into a place of where they, feel like it's non-protected, they come out swinging. That is just how it's always been since the beginning of time with men. And Anton challenged that in Corey Holcomb just now.
Believe me when I tell you, I don't do that. I don't do that.
Listen.
So don't come at me with no dick sucking shit.
I'm gonna give you the same energy you give me.
Let's switch.
No.
Let's switch. Homie, I don't do no.
Corey had to get up and get in his face. Miss Darlene had to take a back seat. Miss Darlene is a G. That's Ice-T's first. They got a child together. I think he's in his 30s. Named Little Ice. Okay. That's his first wife, Darlene Ortiz. She's been doing 5150 show with Corey Holcomb for 16 years. Okay, that's a little bit of, background on the history of 50/50. It's been on YouTube since YouTube first started. Okay, so she's remained in that seat almost every single Tuesday for 16 years. Darlene is dedicated to this project with Corey Holcomb. 1,000%. 1,000%.
Dick sucking shit. I tell you what, watch that dick sucking shit, because that'll go bad.
Call it what you want.
I don't do no dick sucking.
It is bad. It is horrible. Okay. I'm not a man, and I don't pride myself on masculinity or anything like that. I'm a feminine woman. However, I am still a vessel of humankind. There are things that you can say to me that will trigger me to want to protect my femininity, like my motherhood, like being a woman, my womanhood. Okay? If there's something that you say to challenge how I operate as a woman and a mother and a wife and this, that, and the third, those can be triggers. That's for humankind across the board, for men and women, right? There are certain things that women can say to women that'll set a woman off and make a woman want to slap up or hit up or however have you, right? This is insane. He is in Corey's house doing this. I understand Corey said, you kiss white booty, okay? But the correlation is far from the same. It's not operating on the same level of a dig, of shade, okay? If you tell a straight man that he got gocks, that's like the ultimate level of disrespect. Where somebody says, oh, you're a white lover. People tell me I talk white. I'm not going to fight over it. You see what I'm saying? Like, people say, oh, you don't talk black. You think you're better than black girls because you talk more of a Caucasian, I'm like, no, I just speak like I have some sense. I'm not out here like, slanging and hanging, especially when I'm in a professional setting. Okay. So there's a million ways that Anton could have back with Corey on a speaking level, right? In keeping the context on a even level. Anton took it 1,000, where Corey kept it. It's not unusual for Anton to hear people call him that.
You
homie.
say a lot of shit that I don't fuck with either. You
Okay, but that's it. Oh, you know. Hey, homie.
Look at how, and I swear to God, I don't know if Anton is trying to get his black card back. Drop it down in the chat if y'all think Anton, if you're trying to get his black card back. I think he can get his black card back from Corey Holcomb. Now, Corey Holcomb is a 60-year-old man. How old is Corey Holcomb? He just got a couple of months ago, maybe a year, quite long ago, but he had a serious accident. Bicycle contraption he was riding, and backflip wheel down a hill, and he got flipped, like saved up in the hospital type of situation. On the hill from Corey's an older man. Anthony's early 40s. Okay, this is not a good look for Anton to challenge Corey like that. Corey's not in your age. Corey was who, yes, sir, but still a respect level should be given. So essentially, only learned some talking points for Anton to clarify who and operates in his. That's it.
Put no dick sucking shit. Don't put no dick sucking.
And I don't know what happened. And they got talking out the side of one of her panelists, got talking out the side of her neck. About something me. She said my children she hated it. First off, for me to care. And she said, it's obvious wherever you did something, you didn't say her and for a child that has done nothing to you, their parent has done nothing to you, and you can't keep it on a level respectful and decent and carry out a person like a simple adult would do. So I had to kind of almost get like Corey right now. But yeah, I'm from New York. I'm from Detroit. Who gives a damn? You reckless. Wherever you're from, it doesn't matter about how you run your mouth. Is my audio a little shaky? I'm sorry. Let me see.
Welcome to Tanisha's Tribunal.
Subscribe, like, and hit the bell for updates.
Bless the channel by Cash App at $sign the Tribunal 1. Join the tribe.
Can do about the audio. I don't really know what I can do about my audio. Yeah. Sorry about that. I will do my best to fix it on the next slide. So that is like a young person's sport. Like, okay, unless you got the and really walking out in the capacity like that, your tongue needs to be mindful, you know what I'm saying, of what you let roll off of it. You need to think before you speak, because people, you could be from Detroit, somebody could be from Mississippi and whip your ass. It doesn't matter where you're from. It's about how you handle yourself, where you're at, and being mindful of what you say when you're talking. Period.
All
right, that's what I'm saying.
Respect you.
Dance around it.
No.
I don't do no dick sucking shit.
I'm gonna respect you because it's a platform, and I flew out here to have a
Anton already disrespected Corey in the worst way. That is Corey Holcomb's house. He does it. That is disrespectful. Go into someone else's house and demand control over their house. You do not do that. You ask to go to somebody's bathroom in you're a guest in someone else's house. Timothy Taylor says lucky Corey exposed Anton assistant he had with him might be his side chick. I heard that. A girl named Mika. I think she's like one of his panel hosts for Anton on like an After Anton Dark show. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So, I mean, it's nasty business up here. It's really nasty business. Anton been moving like he's a little unnerved in some spaces lately, and I'm praying for his mental health. I really am. So let's keep going.
Conversation.
We good. We good.
Yo,
We good. I did already. I don't need dick sucking
Put the
shit.
microphone right down, right now, and go on her back. I don't give a fuck.
Sir, no, sir.
Homie, you just-
So, I mean, Anton keeps up with the disrespect. I don't give a damn about this. Is Corey's house. You do not do that. Corey did not shout. This is my view. Okay. If you and go, please drop it down in the chat, okay?
Out of your mouth.
I'm not running my mouth.
You don't do
You
no
doing this
dick
shit for
sucking
the
shit.
internet. You doing it for the internet. Now, if you want to say your time, no, hold on. If you want
I'll
to say
show you I ain't doing it for the internet.
if you
I'm
want
saying,
to say Anton, listen, don't
I'm
disrespect
gonna let
me
you
like
finish.
that. If you want to say Anton, don't disrespect me like that. I'll respect you, but don't boss up on me because you
You
said.
can see in this moment right here that Corey really wants to do something to Anton.
Extend the same way to you. You called me out of my name. You said some wild shit, especially with regard to how they called this nigga out his name. Nigga, I'm telling you that you did. You can't.
Now, I didn't hear that either. I did not hear Corey call Anton a swear word. I try to keep channel monetized. Okay, so please continue to watch all of my Good Grace, Crash Always, and Give Grace and Dating Ways, and everything I do in celebrity tea, reality tea, so on and so forth. Economy tea, all that good stuff. Thank you. Remember to turn on your notifications so whenever I go live, you guys get the notification and like and subscribe. So I did not see that. I did not see or hear Corey call Anton. Our Corey referred to Anton as something, okay, that Anton could have rebutted. He could have easily rebutted that to Corey. Instead, Anton went low. He went to hell with Corey. He went to hell with him.
I got a question, bro.
Okay.
No. Hold on. 1 second. Hold on.
No.
This my
See what I said? And that's another thing. Anton is in Corey's house. Where do we do this at? I've been to Detroit, and my grandparents used to live in Inkster, Michigan. Detroit is a rough area. It's a rough place. However, they got a lot of good people in Detroit that operate with morality, dignity, integrity, where they respect your motion, they respect your platform, they respect your home, they respect your persons. This is out of line. Anton claims he comes from a good background of black family, right? That operate on a little higher moral ground than what he's showing right now on Corey Holcomb's platform. This is Corey Holcomb's home every single Tuesday from like 9 to 11:30. This is his house. And this is wrong. This is no way to treat someone that invited you somewhere to give your views on how you view things, to essentially also give you more exposure, because Corey's a celebrity. No matter what y'all talking about, Corey has played in movies. Corey has played on some of the funniest movies, some of the funniest. Black Jesus was so funny, right? Corey's, he's a celebrity nonetheless. Corey has more exposure than Anton Daniels. Yes, Anton Daniels is a famous YouTuber, and I would never take that away from his work on YouTube. Every time I turn on YouTube, I see him everywhere. Okay? Not for nothing. Corey is the bigger celebrity sitting here. And he invited you into his home. That's like if Angela, my favorite, I'm not saying that Corey was Anton's favorite. Let's see who I really don't even rock with. Let's say if Sexy Red invited me to the house, and I didn't like something about Sexy Red. Okay. I still would not challenge her in her home. She is however y'all want to call her, she's still a celebrity, which means she operates on a higher function than I do in my entertaining space of being a YouTuber. I'm more than a YouTuber though, but that's neither here nor there. Of course. But when it comes to the entertainment space, Sexy Red has more celebrity than I do. I'm not a celebrity. I'm a public, awareness influencer. Okay. I would not disrespect that woman in her home, in her house. So this paragraph 334A, you can tell Anton was the young dude that looked up to the street dudes. He dressed like a retired street ninja, but acted holier than thou because his family was in the church. And that's what I'm saying. My family grew up in the church too. My aunt and uncle were pastors and first ladies of a Baptist church when I was growing up. I would never walk in somebody's house and act like this ever. On no type of level. This is so out of line and inappropriate. Okay, so out of line and inappropriate. And it's just crazy. Okay, Timothy Taylor says, I would leave someone's house or business before I crush. Exactly. Like we have, especially when he's supposed to be seasoned out here polished. Anton is always bragging about his lifestyle, where he's going, how many houses and cars and things he's doing.
Welcome to Tanisha's Tribunal.
Subscribe, like, and hit the bell for updates.
Bless the channel by Cash App at $the Tribunal 1. Join the tribe.
Projects, ventures, businesses, and handles. If you say so. If you say so. Let's read some of the comments. Disco Carol 3348 said, I'm glad you differentiated between the celebrity versus the YouTuber. And he's so lame. I don't care. I don't care. And I'm not part of the or he's just it doesn't even matter. Smart. It's about you use it. I know so many people that have the common sense out of the world and wouldn't know that. Common sense, like you would never believe some of the worst continuing situations over and over and over and over and over until they're 50, 60, 70, 80 years old and got good sense. Know better, know what's really real out here in this life, know where to go, know how to get down, know how to cut, you know. And you would not be able to tell it from the piss poor way that they continue to move, operate, and live, you know, in spaces. So yeah, no problem. Score, Disco Carol. Timothy says Anton pre-planned this. That's why he brought a security guard, and his opening line was a myth about black men being slaves in the United States. Okay, so and see, that's another thing. I'm not fully aware. I am up on my history. However, I'm not so much clear on whether or not we own each other. I know that some of us bought some of us from still, you know, after slavery was abolished in like 1892 or something like that. That people each other before you know came and got us from where they came and they that from where they got us from, and things like that. Stream keep doing that. So sorry. And brought us over here. Okay. Now here the ones we break from slavery and to some other head where we were no longer in the nest like the chains were necessarily in Anton, because Corey's not letting up.
Get back to the conversation, because you're not gonna do me with that bitch. You're gonna
And I had a girl that was living in my neighborhood that had been seen like walking back and forth from the store. So one day, she looked like she was struggling with some items. So I gave her a ride. I like knew her in passing high and by, in speaking, ways. And so we kind of got on like speaking like, hi, how are you? I never went to her house. But unfortunately one day I invited her to my house. And I used to partake. I don't now. I have completely given up drinking brown liquor, any liquor. So I'm really on, a healthy journey. So anywho, that me and her were having shots of a cognac, and my husband was there. Now, my husband's not, Flavor Flav. He's a good looking black man. He's in shape, and he looks good. And unbeknownst to me, he was like, "What is she doing?" I'm like, "I invite her over." She walked in with some groceries. I invited her in to have, a warm shot of cognac with me and just sit and shoot the shit. He was like, "Come here." I'm like, "What?" He's like, "This broad right here, she done tried to talk to me." I'm like, "You whatever, Jermaine." Like, my husband, he's one of those types of guys. He don't really like with too many, sitting and mixed with his best friend. Anywho, I'm telling you, she's seen me out in the neighborhood and she's tried to talk to me. So I'm like, okay, I didn't blow him off, but I'm like, let me see if I can tap in what he's talking about. So I pour her another shot. Lo and behold, her conversation goes from what we're talking about, just everyday life, everyday living, things around the neighborhood, blah, 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 to my husband walks past. She's like, "Your husband look good." I'm like, "Thank you, I know." She like, "You welcome." I'm like, "Okay." So this ninja he wasn't lying. Like, he was telling the truth about this broad. So she's like, "I'll take your man." I'm like, "What? You're making it like you're really reaching." And she's like, "No, I can take your man from you. You ain't treating your man right." I'm like, "You don't know me. I know my he would never ever be somewhere telling another woman something, saying about me, Tanisha. Like, nah, he don't move like that." She's like, "Yeah, I'll take him. I know you ain't treating him right." I'm like, let me make sure we drinking the same thing. Let me make sure we drinking the same shit. Because she got to be on something else. So I can tell that she was like really feeling the cognac more than usual. And she just got reckless. She got like Anton in Corey's house right now, in my house, about my husband. Like, no, I grabbed the kitchen table and I threw her out my front door to like, there's no way you think my house and my husband and you are social of my life. That'll never happen. If you can take my husband, then walk out. You're walking out of here on your ass, right? So that's where this went with Corey and Anton. Okay, you ain't gonna do nothing. Like, yes, I am. In this moment, Corey should have removed Anton from his studio. He should have removed him from his studio. He would have not continued to have the privilege to speak to me in my house, especially after all of that, to my face, Darlene, and everybody else that respects me, and to higher counsel.
Welcome to Tanisha's Tribunal. Subscribe, like, and hit the bell for updates.
Bless the channel by Cash App at $the Tribunal 1. Join the tribe.
Welcome to Tanisha's Tribunal. Subscribe, like, and hit the bell for updates.
Bless the channel by Cash App at $the Tribunal 1. Join the tribe.
Caliber than the trash and triflingness that's out here in these streets mixing and mingling, which is a no mixing and mingling. Okay, because everybody ain't safe. That's just ass heart. Okay, who wanted to give a girl a ride? I had seen her and I knew her and her man were having problems because I didn't seen them before in the neighborhood bickering or whatever have you. And I was like, oh, you know, I'm always trying to uplift and empower, especially other Black women and people to live better and do better, right? But everybody's not worth your support and worth your help. And I've had to learn that, so I'm more precautious about who and how, you know, I invite, especially who comes in here. I'm very particular and very, you know, precautious about that. So rolling. And if you have any type of instances where you've had to check somebody in your house or in your court or on your platform or wherever you dwell, okay, at work, wherever you're at, drop that down in the chat.
Again, we go back right now.
I can't even let the video play. Corey's not letting it go. He's just not letting that go. That is like a rock that's just like right here. And Corey can't, he's like, I got to get this out the way. I'm not going to be able to move forward until I move this mountain out of my way.
I'm with you. I bet you won't say that shit. We know that.
Okay. So Corey or Anton is now inviting Corey outside. But we're on a platform. We're let's go outside. Okay, this hearing don't give what it needs to give. Let's step outside. And I would rather in the light of a dwelling and outside of, I'm just not like break TV, table, chairs, find not like that. I come from an era where we used to go to the backyard. Who comes from the backyard era? Y'all take that. Y'all go outside with that. Y'all who comes from that today? All we see all over that's TV and Zeus Network. They are in people, man, and hotels. They're down. Like, girl, who raised y'all? It's not this. Money. So they had to call. So yeah, I come from that generation. Like, that house.
I got money for all this. Whatever. I got money too. Nobody can fuck this shit. Hey,
Nah,
do you I don't know why my life is going on. Do you see the continuing level of disrespect? Corey is referencing, I got money for my studio, nigga. The level of where he's like, I don't even really care about going outside right now. I'm here with this shit. I'm here. You can cash at me at Tanisha Talks Tees. Is my cash app? Let me see. Hold on. Yeah, Tanisha Talks Tees for blessings in my cash app. So, this is a mess. This is a mess, right? He is so disrespectful. I don't care about none of this shit. So I'm gonna drop my cash app down here. Okay, there we are. So if you want to bless the channel, you can. And greatly appreciate it. It continues to go into the work that I do to put in to give these lives. So thank you all so much for supporting. The very simplest support you can do is hype my video and like it and subscribe and turn on your notification bell. Thank you. Complete disrespect.
It's not respect.
I ain't falling for that. I ain't falling. Darlene, get out the way. Don't get in the way of two niggas. Let me tell you something, homie. I ain't got to go out back right now because we got to go out back to lead this motherfucker. But I'm saying that dick sucking shit, watch that. That's all I'm saying. And if I don't say it how you like it,
if you want to
okay,
get back to the conversation, we can get back to the conversation.
But just know,
I'm not listening to none of that shit, bro.
Here, nigga.
I'm not listening to none of that shit. If you want to get back to the conversation,
long as you
we can
know.
get back to the conversation.
Long as you know,
bro. You not that tough.
So they don't went into an intermission here. Age and his recent injury that he suffered. I really do. I think that is straight. Why?
Everything straight.
Corey is trying to give Anton some grace. Because I don't know a man alive that are not under these particular set of circumstances where age and, you know, potential threat of injury furthermore than what you've already previously suffered would come into play other than that reason when you are being challenged by your manhood. Okay, his manhood is completely at question right now. Anton said that Corey Holcomb gives gok. That is a ultimate level of disrespect. There's no other way around it.
Nobody saying I'm sucking dick no more. Everything straight.
For sure.
We can't let it go. Could you let it go, man? Man in the chat right now. Would you be able to let that statement roll past you, like roll off your back like water? Would you be able to do that? Please drop that in the chat. I really want to know if there are any men in.
Welcome to Tanisha's Tribunal.
Subscribe, like, and hit the bell for updates.
Bless the channel by Cash App at $the Tribunal 1. Join the tribe.
I was honored to have you all here. Keep your subscription in good standing for your all-access pass to the Tribunal. Turn on notifications so you never miss your chance to examine the facts. Keep your designated seat. This Tribunal is a